Hey, it's Travis with Hoss Tools, and today I want to talk to you about watering your corn. How do you know when you get enough water to your corn, or how do you know when your corn needs water? A lot of time around here, the way we can tell our corn needs water is when it starts twisting or the leaves start folding. And so your leaves right here, they have, a kind of flat side and then a waxy side. And what'll happen is they'll start twisting like this right here. And that's a sign they need more water. So the reason the leaves twist like that, to let us know they need more water, is a process called transpiration. And so as the bottom side of these leaves are absorbing carbon dioxide through photosynthesis, they're also losing a lot of water as well. Most of the water that's taken up by the roots of the plants is actually lost through transpiration, as opposed to the small amount that's contributed towards growth of the plant. So the plant folding like this when it gets real hot and dry is a defense mechanism of the plant to keep it from losing as much water. So on your corn plants, you have a male flower and a female flower. So your male flower is the tassels that you see right here. That's where your pollen's coming from. And then you can't really see the silks here, but the silks are the female flowers. Each silk that you see represents an individual kernel on that ear of corn. So if all of those silks get pollinated by the male flower, then you'll have a full ear of corn. If all of those silks don't get pollinated and you get spotty pollination, that's where you end up with corn that looks a little like this. So what can happen when your corn gets water stressed is that these tassels will develop and form a lot sooner than the silks will. And so when your corn plants are water stressed and they start folding like I talked about earlier, your silks are slow to develop. The silks actually contain the most water out of any part of this corn plant. And so they're the most water dependent. So if your plant is water starved, your silks are going to be slow to develop. What happens then is that throws off the rhythm of the male flower development and the female flower development. So you got your male flower here that's ready to pollinate this female flower, but there's no female flower to pollinate. And by the time the female flower actually comes out, the silks come out, there's nothing left to pollinate it. And that's where you get real spotty pollination and real spotty ears of corn. So a lot of the research says that sometimes twisting of the corn can be normal when it gets real hot, the hottest part of the day. But they say you don't want to have it twisting for more than 12 hours at a time. So if it twists and then by the time it cools off in the afternoon, it goes back to normal, that's fine. We generally like to see no twisting at all. So if we see it start to twist a little bit, we pump the water to it. So the takeaways here are: keep plenty of water to your corn. Don't let the plant get stressed. If the plant gets stressed, you're going to mess up the synchrony between the development of your male flower and your female flower, and your ears of corn aren't going to be full. Also, you want to keep your insect pressure as reduced as possible. If you get a lot of insect pressure, what can happen is the insects can eat off the ends of these silks. That makes the silk shorter, and therefore they're not long enough to receive all the pollen that's available for them to pollinate that ear of corn. So make sure you keep your corn watered, don't let it get stressed, and then you'll have full, beautiful ears of corn to eat this summer.